The 1st of August every single year since 1960 is not just a normal day in the lives of Beninese, but is a special day because it marks the day the Beninese were emancipated from their erstwhile colonial masters, which is definitely France. Now, today is the 1st of August 2023, and we are here to talk about Beninese independence. And not just from my perspective, but from the perspective of a Nigerian and also the perspective of a Ghanaian. My name is Hazel and I'll be anchoring this program, but I'm not alone. I have in the studio.
Hi, hello everyone. Happy Independence Day to you, and happy Independence Day to you, Hazel.
Thank you so much.
So my name is Itunu Shonere. Thank you for joining us today.
All right, now let's get straight to business. I have in the studio Daniel Derry, a Ghanaian. Daniel, what's popping?
Yeah, cool, Hazel.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm very fine, thank you. And I have in the studio Debbie Sunday, a Nigerian. Debbie Sunday, how are you doing today?
Okay, how are you?
I'm very fine, thank you. All right, so I'm going to be starting with you, Daniel. Daniel, Ghana is aged 66. Ghana gained independence on the 6th of March, 1957 and the person that led that was Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Yeah. And in your opinion, as a Ghanaian, the celebration of Ghanaians' independence and the celebration of the Beninese independence, are there any similarities, in your own opinion?
Yeah, thank you very much, Hazel, and I say hi to your lovely viewers. I would like to say Ghanaian independence and Beninois independence, yes, there are some similarities, but not much because Ghana gained its independence from the Britain, whilst the Beninese or Benin gained its independence from the France. And the way of life and the way of going about things, our daily activities and everything is different. So comparing the independence celebration in Ghana to that of Benin, it's similar, but yeah, on every 6th of March, there is always a march past where students go to, and it's not only concentrated in the capital of Ghana, which is Accra. Every student in each town in Ghana goes, there's always a park where there's always a parade for all the students, all the workers, government workers, non-government workers. And yeah, I think that's what happens, the celebration happens. So those are the similarities we have in Ghana and in Benin. Yeah, aside that, I think there are other activities that goes on during the week in preparation to the independence celebration. But I don't know that of Benin here, if already there are some activities that have gone into place. Yesterday I was at where they would be having the parade, and I can see that they've done a setup, a very marvelous one, and it's a movable one. That's so amazing. It really saves space because in Ghana we built a monument or something whereby every year we go, and it takes much space, of course. But in Benin here, after the program, they dismantle it
and they're good to go. Yeah. All right, now Debbie Sunday in Nigeria, as a Nigerian, do you see any similarities between the Independence Day celebration of Nigeria held on the 1st of October every year and this Independence Day celebration of Benin held on the 1st of August every single year?
Like you rightly said, we are both African countries colonized by two different people, France and the Great Britain. How we celebrate our independence in Nigeria? We'll have the military and the paramilitary. They'll march at the Eagle Square in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory, and we have the students that come to the Eagle Square to march and to celebrate the independence. They also have students that come there to march. Nigeria has 36 states, and in the states, like what they call province here, the same thing that's happening at the federal capital is also happening in each state, where people, the governors and the military over there, they march a parade to celebrate the independence. Also in Nigeria, independence is like an emotional day for everyone because everyone is just focusing on the TV to see, the young ones that were not born during that time, seeing the black and white TV, seeing everything happening, the pictures of the colonial masters, Queen Elizabeth and everything. It's really an emotional period. Personally, it's an emotional period for me because looking forward to a great Africa, to a great Nigeria, I always want to pay attention to the TV to see everything that happened, and then the wordings in the national anthem begins to make more sense to me. So I don't know how it's been celebrated here, but I'm really looking forward to it.
Okay, Itunu, you have the floor.
Just as you say, you're looking forward to it. So do you have anything planned for for the celebration here in Benin Republic?
None at all. I don't think I have.
I think you should.
I'm just waiting for it for you.
Okay, back to you, Daniel. You're a foreigner here in Benin Republic, so I just want to know, what's your opinion about this country? It's actually a great nation.
Yeah, it is. Speaking from an African perspective, I would say every African country is a great nation. As an African, a proud African, as well, to be precise. Before I came to Benin, there were a lot of things or histories or information I heard about Benin. This is my first time being in Benin, and I think it's a privilege. Before I came, there were a whole lot of things I used to hear. Benin is this, Benin.
Can you just share maybe one?
Really?
No, really.
You want to know?
You run away.
Can you really just share?
Mostly it's about like the voodoo in Benin.
Voodoo in Benin.
There's a lot of voodoo in Benin, and
But what's really? Have you been open-minded about that? What's your view on that?
For me, I'm very open-minded. Since I came to Benin, I'm yet to see the practice of voodoo. I don't know whether it's because I'm in Cotonou, so maybe the rural areas I would see some of those things.
You don't need to go to the rural areas. I just think it's your area, because these things are things that in the front of my house, you just wake up and then you see calabash with palm oil and serious. Okay, don't worry. One of these days I'll send a picture or a video to you, or I'll do a report about it, and then I'll keep it.
Sure. I'll really be grateful, because those are some of the things I heard. But since I came, I've not had much encounter. One day I was working at the art market. I entered one of the shops to take a look at some of the arts, and the man sitting there asked me, are you here for some voodoo or some powers? And I was like,
Coming down.
Nine. So at least that alone was even an evidence that, Charlie, everywhere you walk in Benin here, it's assumed, or like the perceptions I had or the impressions I had. Aside that, as a foreigner in Benin, as a Ghanaian in Benin, definitely there are a whole lot of things that are different, even though Benin and Ghana share some kind of similarities in terms of our food, the foods we eat. Most of them are similar. If it comes to the economy, looking at the economy, because when I'm to buy something here and I compare the price in Benin and the price in Ghana, it's similar as compared to other countries, other African countries I've been to. Things are much lesser, but in Benin, you compare the prices.
It's kind of higher.
No, like in Benin, it's similar.
It's on a similar.
It's on a similar level.
So you speak English.
Yes.
So how have you been able to, scale through in this nation? Because here it's the official language is French.
The fortunate thing is that I'm a French student back in Ghana, and that's why I'm in Benin. I'm in Benin to polish my French. So when I find myself, I even find it as a privilege when I'm in the markets, when I'm in the roads, I get to interact with the francophones with my 2x4 French.
Really 2x4.
And that's the objective. The objective is to perfect to perfect my French. So irrespective of whether it's good or bad, I flow with it.
So as a foreigner in Nigeria and in Benin Republic, what's your perspective about the country?
It's a really small country, but pretty organized.
I like that.
Really, really organized. The street lights. I mean, you can move in this country by past 2 and you're not scared that someone's catch me.
Thank you for saying that.
Past 2 in the morning. Let's be precise.
Exactly. As compared to my country,
9
a.m. Nigeria, you're running home. Really. So it's a really organized country. I love the fact that the country is small, gets really, really organized. The streets.
Thank you for saying small, because I was speaking to somebody some time ago, and the person was saying it is because they are a small nation. That is why they are being able to organize the nation. So do you think if they are a larger nation, they'll be able, there'll be like a disorganization or something?
I don't think the organization is dependent on the size of the nation. It's just the leadership mindsets and the political mindsets in the country. Because I feel like if Benin was still really like bigger than, I don't want to say, I think they will still do well.
Okay.
Because the roads and everything, it's been patterned according to the France people, the people that colonized them, and everything is just going smoothly. The bike guys, they walk on, they drive on the path they're asked to drive. I mean, you can't keep this kind of road in Nigeria and don't expect people
the drivers to take over the lane.
They obey the traffic the traffic lights very well. It's something you don't really find common in
Nigeria.
Exactly. So my stay here has really been amazing. The people here are really accommodating.
So as I had said earlier, the Ghana is 66, Nigeria is 62, turning 63 in October, and Benin is 63. Now I'm going to be starting from the beautiful lady in the house, and I'm going to be starting from Debbie Sunday. Now Debbie Sunday, considering the age difference between the two countries, because you could say Benin and Nigeria are just like brothers. Because like Nigeria is older than Benin with just a few months. Or rather, Benin is older than Nigeria with just a few months, because their independence is on the 1st of August. Nigeria is on the 1st of October. Now, can you compare your country, Nigeria, to Benin in terms of security, when you're talking about security, when you're talking about development, in terms of the economy, and just generally in terms of the true concept of being independent? Is there a difference? Can you compare and contrast Nigeria and Benin?
Thank you for that question. The question now is, African countries in the African continent, are we truly independent? We just celebrate independence every day, every time that, okay, we think we broke free from the our colonial masters. Are we really independent? Because let's not even go far. Benin, for example, still depends on Nigeria. They still depend on Nigeria.
But if you say they still depend on Nigeria, I think that is bilateral relationship. Countries should depend on one another. I think that's the concept of having your brother. Like, you know, I don't have anything.
It becomes a problem when it's too much. They import lots of products from Nigeria, and when they bring it down to this country to sell, it makes they want to top up their price. To make it, so at least they want to have their own capital. And now foreign student that comes in here to study, for example, Nigerian come here to study, it makes it more difficult for them. For example, if I'm buying a carton of Indomie Nigerian 4,200, they bring it here to sell. With the exchange rates that is fluctuating every time, I want to buy that same carton of Indomie for 4,000. So if you compare the, if you want to change safer to Naira, you see that it's almost double of the price of what you're buying here. So if these things are being produced in their own country, I think they'll have it at their own rate, which will be favorable to all. Like, I'm a Nigerian, I'm not scared of coming to study here because of the exchange rates. So the exchange rates will not really have so much
impact on
so much.
Let me just interrupt you here. Now you're talking about the fact that Beninese, or rather the Benin as a country relies on Nigeria for a lot of things, and I talked about the fact that it's about relationship. Now you say you use noodles, for example, that they bring the noodles in and it's expensive. Now, I just want to point out two things. The first thing is that every African country, we have our area of strength, what we export and what we import. Ghana, they are the king of cocoa. When you're talking about one of the largest countries that actually have cocoa, you have Ghana. When you're also talking about gold, you also have Ghana. Now in Nigeria, we are blessed. Nigeria is a country blessed with lots of natural resources. So we have cocoa, we have tea, we have columbite, we have agricultural produce and everything. But then Benin doesn't have a lot of natural resources. They export pineapple, they export cotton, they export palm oil products. But that's not even my point. My point is, you're talking about the exchange rate. The reason Nigeria's Naira to CFA is really fluctuating is because of the fact that the economy of Nigeria is not doing so well. I came here in 2015, and I can tell you 1,000 Naira was equivalent to 3,000 CFA. That was the Nigerian government. And then I still came here in 2019, and 1,000 Naira was equivalent to 1,600 or 700. And I am still here in 2023, 1,000 Naira is equivalent to like 600 or 700. So this has one thing this has taught me is the stability of the franc CFA. It's not fluctuating, but the instability of our economy. So if things are expensive, then we need to go back to our country and find out what is going wrong.
Oh, definitely. Oh, definitely. But that's not really where I'm trained, like, to when it comes to the economic stability of
the
both countries.
currency.
Do you understand? What I'm trying to say here is, if Benin as a country
produces more
exactly,
manufacturing companies.
So the foreigners will not just be, there won't be a bite on them that, oh,
the
okay.
Okay. Like a competitive market.
Exactly. So they'll be really more independent economically on their own. And I mean, it's a really small country, yet they're doing very well. So if they have more production companies, then I can really say, truly, they're really independent.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, she has given her Nigerian perspective on the, in her opinion, comparing economy, education, development. Now I move to you, Daniel. Comparing Ghana is like our big brother because Ghana is 66. So comparing Ghana and comparing Benin in terms of economical development, in terms of security, generally, what do you have to say about that?
Yeah, of course. Thank you very much for the question. Comparing Ghana and Benin, as you've already said, Ghana is older than Benin. And in terms of these things, I would say it would be unfair for I to say Ghana is much more developed, and definitely, obviously, is meant to be.
But your country is deep in debt. Nana Akufo-Addo keeps borrowing money from the international monetary fund. Ghanaians are complaining of inflation.
Yeah,
so I don't understand.
That's in terms of the economy.
Okay.
But in terms of infrastructural development, Ghana is high above Benin. And
in what way? Can you give us like a proven concept,
in terms of
text?
infrastructure, you drive around in the capital cities of Ghana, you see skyscrapers all around.
But this is not the capital city of Benin.
But this is the
Yes,
political capital.
Yeah, please go ahead.
So, and you see skyscrapers all around. You see a lot of universities all around. A whole lot of infrastructural developments. Even the roads, apart from some few roads that are not very good as compared to Benin. One thing I've observed is that in Ghana, when we are tying a road, we tar the whole road. But in Benin, they tar the major roads. But when there's a short diversion, they just tar a short way, and the rest is. So in terms of infrastructural development, Ghana is higher or advanced as compared to Benin. Now, let's talk about the independence. I love the conversation my sister put up. You see, in Africa, I would say like every year we organize ourselves, we squander money claiming we are celebrating independence. To me, it doesn't add up. We are not independent as Africans. We are still. Can you imagine if we are independent, Benin would not still be spending fancy. We are not independent. We have these our colonial masters telling us they've given us independence, yet they are still. It's a cliche, kind of a cliche. They are hiding and they are giving us their policies that we have to go by. So to me, the one advice I would give to our African politicians or our African leaders is that when it's time for this Independence Day, those money should be channeled to developmental projects. Very important. We have students who, if you go to Ghana, we have students who sit under trees during in classes. You go to their classrooms, there are no chairs for them. I'm a teacher, a professional teacher in Ghana. Teachers don't have books. The books that we are supposed to use to teach, we don't have. But every year we spend money on Independence Day. It hasn't added up. Wow. We get it. So we claim we are independent, but
truly we are not.
We are only independent on paper, but in reality we are not. So Africans, we need to rise up and do a lot. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. Basically, we'll definitely have to round up because our time is fast spent. Now, I would give Debbie Sunday the floor. What do you have to say to every single Beninese listening to you and watching you right now concerning their Independence Day celebrated today?
Okay, first of all, happy independence to all the Beninois here. Yeah, yeah, it's really an opportunity to witness your country celebrate another Independence Day today, and I would like to say that when you're alongside celebrating this independence, I hope you can look and search for the achievements your country has have gotten over the years since 1960
Yeah.
till this point. What are the achievements? And if you're not satisfied with it, I'm really rooting for the youths out there to awake their spirits, put your government in check, study more, research more, and let's hope for a better Africa together.
Thank you so much. Now, moving to Daniel Derry, what do you have to say to every single Beninese listening to you and watching you right now concerning your Independence Day celebration?
Yeah, what I have to say to my fellow Beninois, my neighbors, my brothers and my sisters is that I wish it's all of us our independence. We are celebrating it. I wish all of us a happy independence and a happy anniversary. Let's celebrate to the fullest. Let's try to explore. Let's try to yes, let's try to explore. We are Africans, we are brothers. Have a nice celebration and may this independence, 63rd independence, serve as the starting points for greater opportunities, greater development, and greater partnerships
with
with African nations. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much, Daniel. Thank you so much, Debbie. Now, to my co-host, Itunu Shone, what do you have to say to every single Beninese listening to you right about
it's
now?
just going to be a happy celebration to every one of them because I know it's going to be a it is a joyous one, and hopefully the next year is going to be big celebration of great achievement in Benin Republic. So happy celebrations to you.
All right, audio viewers, with this heaviness in my heart, because it's been a very, very interactive and very interesting conversation with Debbie Sunday, Nigerian, and Daniel Devi, am I right? Derry from Ghana. And I want to wish every single Beninese a happy independence. There's nothing as beautiful as peace, because Benin happens to be one of the countries, one of the few francophone countries that hasn't had coups in recent times. The recent one that happened in Niger. So for the fact that Benin is a peaceful country, there has been no power surge, there has been no uprising, no riot, is something that I am personally thankful for, and I hope you're also excited and you don't take it for granted. Happy Independence Day and more fruitful years of celebration and happiness. I am Hazel and Itunu. Thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your day.